I think he does. Which is coming off the moment this thing is complete. Who we got?
This Lonzo and Bryce Alford.
Okay.
That's you.
Okay. And I was getting all set to pronounce Ike Anibogu.
Keyboard if you need to replace him.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations to the UCLA Bruins who move forward to the Sweet 16. They will meet Kentucky in the next round in Memphis, Tennessee. This is a rematch of a game between UCLA and Kentucky on December the 3rd, which was won by the Bruins 97 to 92. Our student athlete guests for this session are Bryce Alford and Lonzo Ball, along with head coach Steve Alford. Coach, in a 3-point deficit at the half, and really turned it around in the second half. What was the key
Well,
to that?
I'm just really proud of our guys. This is for Isaac and Bryce. It's their third Sweet 16 in 4 years, and now we're trying to advance past that. And there'll be no easy task, obviously, but needed to win this bracket, and that's been our focal point all week, is to win our bracket. And we knew we were going to have a really tough out here in Cincinnati, and that proved to be true. I got so much respect for Mick and his staff and the way they play. So for us to do what we did in the second half, score 49, shoot it at a 62 clip against a defense like that, it's very encouraging. I think we're going to take a lot of confidence to our next bracket, which is good. And hopefully we take a lot of confidence in what we did defensively, because I thought we were really good, especially the second half. But we had moments in the first half where we were really good as well. And this team showed its colors again. You know, there are not a lot of games being played this time of year. 21 assists, 3 turnovers, and I think we had 6 on Thursday. So we just played 2 games in the NCAA tournament, and we're yet to have 10 turnovers. I think we got 9 turnovers for the tournament. That's a job well done. So very excited for this team, very excited for this group of guys, 31 wins. They're taking us coaches on a terrific journey. I'm very, very pleased.
To ask a question, please raise your hand and wait for the microphone to be brought to you.
Tony Harvey, Sacramento Observer. Coach Alford, could you talk about that second half? You only scored 30 points in the first half, but the defense created a lot of opportunities for you guys.
Well, it did, and we talked about that. You know, our adjustments, they do a lot of switching, and I thought to start the game, it was pretty good. We got out, we ran, we did some things, and then we started standing around looking at the switching, and you can't do that, especially that team, because that team's big, long, strong, physical. So we talked about halftime of more ball movement, more people movement, but a big key to that was going to be defensive stops, and we came out of the half, and I think we got 3 stops right in a row. They had to call timeout, and we scored on all 3 of those possessions. So when we get stops, we're a whole different kind of offensive team. It takes us to another level. So I thought our defense was a big key in the second half.
Ben?
At halftime, I think TJ and Bryce had combined 3 points. How did you guys get yourselves going in the second half? You guys had 24 points in the second half and really brought a lot of energy. How did you guys kind of recharge and get going in the second half?
We're not used to doing that. You know, TJ and I that's our role on this team is to be scorers, and we were just upset with the way that both of us played. So it was just kind of an aggressive mentality. I talked to TJ at halftime and just made sure that he stayed aggressive. You know, that's all that you can do is stay aggressive and continue to trust in what you do. And you know, we both got hot in the second half, and that really helped.
Far left, please.
Over here, Tim Hodgson, the Washington Post. Lonzo, throughout the second half, you kind of keyed that big run you guys had, and you kind of, like you tend to always do, kind of stay calm at all times, no matter what's going on. Is that something you've, kind of worked on over time to kind of keep that level-headedness? And for Steve, do you ever kind of wonder if Lonzo's ever going to show any emotion on the court, kind of, because he just kind of always does seem to say the same no matter what's going on?
I've been playing like that my whole life, so nothing's new. Once again, it's a 5-on-5 game. It's not just me out there; it's my teammates too. So credit to them.
And I think his teammates play off of that. It's not his role. It's not who he is. We've said from day one, Zoe. I remember Bryce going to him in Australia. Be who you are. Do what you do. He's been a winner. He's been built for success. He's been built as a winner. He's trained to be a winner all of his life, and showing a lot of emotion's not part of it. And I think if you look at our team through 35 games. We've had teams make runs against us. We've been down before. We haven't been rattled much. And when your point guard plays with the poise that ours plays with, I think it has a calming effect on everybody. And things didn't click the way we wanted to click offensively in the first half, but there was no panic. There's never been panic in our locker room or panic in a huddle. And a lot of that has to do with Zoe's demeanor.
In the back.
For all 3 of you guys, just your thoughts on Sacramento, Golden One Center, the vibe in the building the last 3 days.
Yeah, I mean it was a blast to play in. You know, we had a ton of fans here, so it was really good. Really thankful for the support for them coming out to watch us, and obviously it's a beautiful arena, brand new, and yeah, it was a blessing to play here for sure.
Piggybacking on what he said, the fans are great. It always helps when you can play in your state. And definitely helps even more when you get wins.
Howie?
For Lonzo, you go to the half, I don't think you had an assist. Obviously, the team was held to 30 points. Do you just go in there and you think it's just a matter of time that you guys are going to explode at some point?
I mean, I just play the game the best way I feel I can play it. And, Bryce and TJ weren't hitting the first half. That's both a good thing and a bad thing. Bad that they're not scoring, but good thing I know they're not going to do, like, 2 halves in a row. So, like I said, credit to them. It's a good team effort.
Yeah, Lonzo, when you took the lead for good, you hit 2 straight 3-pointers, and it seems like you seem to know when the moment is. Is that in the back of your mind? This is your time? Because I know those were shots you could have taken earlier, and you decided to take them then.
It's a game of runs. I feel I have a good feel for the game. So when it's time for me to make plays, I try to do my best.
He has a great feel for the game. Not good, great.
It's not often you play a non-conference opponent twice in a season, and now you're going to do it with Kentucky. You guys beat them on their court, and now you're going to have to withstand a team that's going to be playing with an edge. How do you go about the mindset you want going into that game?
Well, we'll enjoy this. We got a flight back that we're going to enjoy. Get back to Westwood and enjoy this. Get tomorrow off. At least we know them pretty well as far as prep goes, and they obviously know us. And I've got a ton of respect for Cal, his staff, and their team. I mean, it's a very, very good basketball team, and I think they're better now in March than what they were when we played them in December. And I think we're better than what we were in December as well. So it makes for a great matchup. I don't know if all the other regions went chalk, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the South. So that South region and that South bracket, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Sir.
Steve, 2 questions. One, how important was pace and tempo in this game? And secondly, the gauntlet here coming up could be, Kentucky, North Carolina, Kansas in that order. How well prepared is this team for that?
Well, I think we're very well prepared for whatever's thrown at us. Just because we're 35 games in, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It is. It gets tough for each bracket that you get to, and this bracket that we're getting ready to take on next weekend is that's a demanding bracket. But this team's sitting at March 20th now, and every team we've played on our schedule, we've beaten. Every single team we've beaten, and I don't know how many. I bet there's 3, 4, 5 teams in the Sweet 16 that we've already played. So the schedule's been great. I think we've been drilled for this, and for our guys to be this consistent, and you get 31 wins at this level, your guys have done a lot of good things. So we'll prepare for them. We'll do the best we can. We know we got a tall order ahead of us, but it's we also know we're a very good basketball team.
Tony.
Bryce, I know the whole goal is to win a national championship, but 3 straight Sweet 16s, that's an accomplishment within itself. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I mean, getting to a Sweet 16 is very difficult, let alone just getting into the tournament. So for me to be able to say at the end of my career that I've been to 3 Sweet 16s in 4 years, I mean, that's a blessing, and I'm very proud of that, and very proud of the teammates that I've had over the 4 years, and it just shows we've been successful for 4 years. So I know that the goal is to get to the championship, but getting to the Sweet 16 is very difficult in itself.
Joe.
Steve, Joe Davidson, Sacramento Bee. In all your years of basketball, when this team is clicking like this, is that some of the most impressive stuff that you've seen over the years?
Yeah, it's as much fun, and we've talked about it all year, and the national media has talked about it all year, and I think they've been point on. I don't know of a more fun basketball team to watch when we're clicking, and we've had a lot of games where we've been clicking. I think the difference is in the last 7 weeks we've become better defensively, and now we can even go to a different level offensively, and you kind of saw that in the second half. But Bryce has mentioned it, the guys have mentioned it. It's just a blessing. They're taking us, our coaching staff, on an incredible journey all year long. It really started in the summer, back in June, July. Then we go to Australia together. This entire journey, it's been a godsend. We're very blessed that we've had this opportunity to do that, and now we get to the next bracket, and hopefully we can keep this thing going, because if any group of guys deserve it, it's these group of guys. They deserve everything that they're getting because of how hard they've worked, the type of character they have, how well they get along, the chemistry we have. They've just been a complete joy to coach.
In the back.
Steve, I wanted to ask you again to address the tempo and the pace. How important was that to dial
I guess
that
I
up?
failed to do that, so I apologize.
That's okay.
But yeah, we talked about that at halftime. The first 20 minutes was obviously Cincinnati's pace, was 33-30. They were being very efficient offensively. Our defensive efficiency was like 110. So we talked about that. It can't be there. It's got to be in the 90s for us to have a chance. I haven't seen the last numbers, but my oldest son did tell me that I think our offensive efficiency in the second half was like 150-something. And if that's true, that's crazy. That just doesn't happen very often. So we got the tempo going in the second half at a much faster pace than what it was in the first.
One more question.
Josh Peter, USA Today. Steve, there's a published report out saying that you've been offered a contract by Indiana.
No, I addressed the Indiana situation, I think, Wednesday, maybe when I was here, or Thursday. And I don't have anything else to say on that. This is all about our team. I've already addressed that matter, and I'm not going to address it anymore. This is all about our team and what these guys are doing. And like I've said over and over again, it's a journey. I feel very, very blessed, and to have a chance to be a head coach at UCLA, and in particular these group of young men and the men that we have in our locker room, it's phenomenal. And I'm going to enjoy this ride as long as we possibly can.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
From Cincinnati, we have student athletes Jacob Evans and Troy Copain, and head coach Mick Cronin. Mick, you had a 3-point lead at the turn, and then some stuff happened, shall we say. What's your overall assessment of how this game went?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Steve and his team. They obviously have had an unbelievable season. And that's why I told him they got a chance to win the whole thing. I wished him luck. He's got a very tough job coaching that team with the expectations at his school. And I told him I'm rooting for him. That being said, I think turning point in the game was when we started going inside in the second half, and we weren't able to get to the foul line. Repeatedly, we went inside, and we came away empty. We also weren't able to get the call. And I said for the last 2 days we're going to have to score the ball or get to the free throw line so we could set our defense. And when that didn't happen, they got out in transition. And as everybody knows, they're probably the best offensive team to play college basketball in a long, long time. Team averages 90 points a game and shoots 50% from the field. So that was the key. Once we struggled to get to the foul line or get the ball in the basket and knock down some shots, and they got out in transition, that's what they do. A couple times where I thought we panicked a little bit and tried to match them. But give them all the credit. They got a great team. And fatigue, I think, maybe got us a little bit too. Once they got on a roll a little bit, they were running downhill. I thought fatigue got us. it affected our defense. We have some guys that are really solid defenders that don't make mistakes on the defensive end. And when that happens, as a coach, experience tells you that fatigue is the reason. So, you know, they have NBA players and some elite athletes, which probably caused that. But proud of my team. I told them that there's no shame in losing to UCLA in California, a team with two, maybe the top pick in the draft, and at least two other lock NBA players, and then Leaf being a lottery pick as well. And I'm proud of them. They had an unbelievable season.
Questions? Sir.
Troy and Jacob, could you talk a little bit about what Coach was saying, how the game went, how you guys just controlled the pace in the first half, and then how did you guys see it in the second half? What happened out there?
Coach just said it. We didn't get to the foul line, and we didn't score the ball, match them, and then it got out in transition, and you seen them make a couple shots. They got on a little run, and the game went how it went.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like, they got on transition. We couldn't get some shots to fall, and then on the other end, they were making some shots. And we couldn't get to the free throw line in the second half. And that's just how it went.
One more.
Coach, could you quickly evaluate the season?
I already did. Wild success.
Yeah.
Wild success. Second most wins in the history of the school. 3 seniors that are unbelievably good kids that have been to 4 NCAA tournaments, that are all going to walk in late April in our graduation. Selfless effort all year by our team. Not only did they win, they won the right way. And we're really proud of the way we win at Cincinnati. Graduating players, selfless, doing it the right way, with integrity and character. So it's what intercollegiate athletics and amateur athletics is all about. So, and to do it at the level that these guys have done it was awesome. Obviously, we're just as disappointed in today's loss, but our season was a wild success. You know, to lose, like I said, to lose to this team with the talent they have in California, and give them the game that we gave them, there's absolutely no shame in that. We're not happy. You know, you see how disappointed these guys are. That's why I'm so proud. They expect to win every game. And you see that they believed that they were going to win today. So that shows you what our program's all about and what these guys are all about. But they expect to win because of how hard they work, which I believe will translate for them in life and whatever they do. And they're always going to be successful. So sure, we'd love to have kept playing.
Troy, could you say if you were, I know you're thinking about the game right now, but you had a great career. Could you just make a few comments about that?
First, I want to thank my coach and Coach Davis and the coaching staff for giving me the opportunity to come to Cincinnati. I'm blessed that school went well and we had the great career that I had as a senior, going to 4 NCAA tournaments. You know, getting through school and being able to graduate at the end of April. I'm thankful, you know, for my family to have the opportunity to see their son play on the college level, and then my teammates. I love them to death. They always going to go down as my book as my favorite group of brothers to ever play with. I'm going to keep this group chat that we got alive, you know, forever. It's going to go down, and I wish the best success for the team. I'll probably talk to them later this week to keep the Cincinnati name alive, keep everything that we did this year, and move forward and stay positive.
Thank you, folks.